The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
I'm choosing to ignore the cuts and bumps and bruises. I'm cruising through these haters, leave them looking stupid. They foolish if they think they'll ever hear my conclusion. I'm through with all these part-timers and their excuses. I'm bruising eagles left and right every time I do this. I'm shooting for the top, no I'll never settle where you did. The future's in my hands, my grip will never loosen. My crew is ready to obtain the absolution, removing any doubt that we was ever fooling. Step it off, break it down and lose it. Come on, follow us to the new revolution. Come on, step it off, break it down and lose it. Come on, follow us to the new revolution.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another kick-ass episode of Still Toking with. Yeah, we're a little bit late, but that's okay because
Did you like the new intro. There's a new intro.
I love the new intro.
So do I.
I've seen it, but we're allowed to be a little bit late when we have a legendary icon. Oh no, we have to put her up in that caliber like we did with Miss Kathy Garver. A legendary icon that we remember we created that category. This amazing guest has done it all. And I mean done it all. She is out of this world. I'm just going to leave it right there. She's out of this world because I can't steal anybody's thunder this evening. So, as always, joining us again here in season 7, the flashy one himself, Mr. Jeffrey Mark.
I love the new opening. Season 7, season 2 for me, and thrilled to be here. And what better way to start with the guest we have tonight. And I spent Saturday night with this lady at the showing of her documentary based on her book, which is now Grammy nominated for an audiobook, and all of that at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. You're going to love this hour. You're also going to love the third member of our triad, my buddy Jeff Holman.
Welcome to season 7. I can't believe we made it this far. Right? You know, sometimes when you don't want to do something, you just keep on doing it. Does that make sense? You know, just saying. Just saying. Welcome back, Mr. Mark, for our second season. I guess we got to keep you because you're in the damn intro.
Yay.
So we'll go with that. But yeah, let's get on with the show. We're late enough, let's start. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And yeah, Miss Carol Connors, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. My gosh, I love that intro. It's fabulously outrageous.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Very exciting.
Well, I'm very excited to have somebody of your caliber joining us this evening and kicking off season 7.
Well, it's great to be here. I'm sorry that I'm not. I'm more like a computer nerd, and I couldn't figure everything out. But thank you for waiting, and we finally did it.
You are worth the wait, Carol.
Absolutely, absolutely.
A gentleman, I love it.
So we are gentlemen, but I was reading some stuff today, and I'm going to go right into it because I have to. I did it to Mr. Jeffrey Mark too. You dated Elvis Presley?
Elvis Presley was my very first love, my very first boyfriend. And it's really an outrageously hysterical story of how we met. Do you want to hear any of it?
Oh, absolutely. I got chills when you said it.
Jeffrey, I knew that was Jeffrey saying, I want to hear all of it. Okay. When I was, now I'm not jailbait. Okay. So let's get that straight. When I was 16 and a half, a young man heard me sing because he was dating my girlfriend. And we were going into high school. And I would be twiddling my thumbs, which I still do, and singing. And one day he said, I love your voice. I'm going to write a song for your voice. Do you have $10? I said, $10? I don't have 10 cents. I'm not even 17. And he said, well, if you can get it together, you can be in our singing group and I'm going to write the song. So I went to my mom and dad, drove them crazy. My father had been a jockey, not a disc jockey, a jockey. That's in my mind, I'm 6'2", but in reality, I'm 5 feet. So the bottom line finally gave me the $10. And that was a lot of money when we didn't have a lot of money. And we didn't in those days. And we went to the studio and we cut the song. The song went on to become the #1 record in the world. Mm-hmm. It was called To Know Him is to love Him. And it was written by the infamous, brilliant Phil Spector, who was one of the geniuses of rock and roll music. Elvis heard the song. And it was played in Germany. He was in Germany at the time. This is 1958. And he said to the Memphis Mafia, I love that girl's voice. I love to meet her. Translation, I love that girl's voice. I'd love to meet her. He didn't know what I looked like. He didn't know if I looked like Dracula's daughter or Frankenstein's niece. He wanted to meet me because of my voice. So one day I'm in a market and one of the Memphis Mafias comes up to me and says, aren't you the girl that sang To Know Him is to Love Him? And I went, yeah. And I was holding a bottle of milk. He said, Elvis Presley would like to meet you. Well, I dropped the milk. I fell on the floor. I said, sure, right, of course. Well, it was sure right, of course. And I gave him my phone number. The guy's name, he was sort of a creepy guy. His name was Curry. And about 2 weeks later, the phone rings at my house. I gave him my phone number. And my mother answered the phone. Now, this is my mother. Annette-la, that's my real name. Annette-la, there's an Elvis Presley person on the phone for you. So I took the phone from my mother, and it was Curry. And I went up to meet Elvis. When I finally got there was this, I love cats. He was like a beautiful cat. He was just, his movements were so fluid. And I felt like a little mouse. And he came up to me and he said, so why did you translation? So why'd you name the group the Teddy Bears? And I went, what am I going to say? Maybe I should sing it. So I went, just want to be your teddy bear. And that started our love affair. I went with him for 9 months. Didn't have a baby. I was too stupid, but I went with him for 9 months, stayed friends with him forever. I went to one of the last performances, and he congratulated me for Rocky. And I believe, and Diane Warren believes, and Talia Shire, all three of us, and we vote in the Oscars, we all believe that if he would have done A Star is Born, because he was offered the role, and
Yeah.
Parker turned it down. And if he would have done that, we all believe that he would have been nominated for an Oscar, and I believe he would have won.
I have a question, Carol. I've never asked you.
Lived, or he would have. I believe he would have lived.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But getting back to that 9 months there. Now he had already met Priscilla at that point.
Priscilla, yes, he had, but
And Sandy Martindale was also in his life.
I don't know if she was in. I think she was after me, if I'm not mistaken. I think, but this was 1958, 58 and 59, and he was in Germany at the time when he heard the record. To know him was to love him. I just changed that one word. What can I
That's
say?
okay. You're allowed to.
Right?
It's your song. You're entitled to do anything you want with it.
Yeah, Phil will probably come and hit me over the head if he could, but that's he's passed on. I said to Dominic Dunn about Phil Spector, because Dominic Dunn had that wonderful series, and I was on it, and he's asked me my opinion, and this was my answer, and to this day I believe it. As a man of music, Phil Spector was 100 plus, but as a human being, he was a -0. He was like Bengali. It's in the book, in my book. It's in the audio book. Kathy Garvey had to say that. Garver, and I love her. She's so sweet. And it's also in the documentary. There's a whole thing about the documentary about that.
Right. So you bring up the book, folks, for those of you watching now, watching later, or listening to this later, the book is called Elvis, Rocky, and Me. The links for that book are in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you are watching or listening to us. Ben, slow your brain down. I can't. She's an iconic legend. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of
I'm loving watching Ben be a fanboy. It's a lot of fun.
I don't fanboy over a lot of people.
No,
Jeffrey.
he
You
doesn't.
know that. I think there's only been 3 to date in my life that I have got a little nervous around because of that caliber. You know, Kathy Garver was one when I first met her. Oh crap! She played Wendy on the Addams Family. Lisa Loring. Lisa
Okay.
Loring.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
interviewed. Yeah, and the great Carol Connors.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, wow.
I don't think of myself as that. So it's very hard for me to get that into my psyche, because that's not how I see myself. I still see myself as struggling and, and trying to live my dream. Because, my father always said to my mother, dream on, little girl, dream on. Because my mother had said she was supposed to study opera and be a singer. And of course, because of the war, it didn't happen. And so it's hard for me to see myself except for just constantly trying. I believe that if you don't eat it, sleep it, think it, drink it, need it, dream it, forget it. I believe that for everyone who wants to do something with their life, and most people should and do, they must have laser beam clarity on what they want to do. Doctors, lawyers, singers.
Well said.
I really believe that. I think one of my sayings.
Most of my dreams are nightmares. Maybe I should be in horror movies.
Or maybe you are a horror movie.
I loved Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, because as a child, I was so petrified. But now when I just saw it, I like fell in love with him. Can you believe that? He was so gentle, and they really misunderstood. What a fabulous movie. I can't tell you how I'm going to vote, because we're not supposed to talk about how we vote. But I do love that film. And Guillermo thinks that Rocky is the greatest film ever made. These are his words. He said that John Avildsen, that every frame was a masterpiece, and that there would never be another iconic scene like Gonna Fly Now, where the song takes place. That it just, there will never be another scene. And he said it in front of a bunch of people, so they can verify what I'm saying.
So let's remind folks that Struggling Carol wrote the lyrics to that song, and you were nominated for, what was it again, Carol?
Gonna Fly Now.
Yeah.
Gonna Fly Now.
What were you nominated? What nomination did you get for that?
Well, let's start with the Oscar.
There we go.
And then the Grammy.
Right.
And now I'm up for another Grammy with Kathy Garver and David Longoria. But wait a minute, it's 48 years since my last Grammy. 48 years. That's like a lifetime sometimes. Isn't that amazing?
It's 30 years for mine, so I get it.
I love the way the two of them say, it's been like 48 years since my last Grammy nomination. And like little old me is sitting here going, I ain't never going to see a Grammy nomination. Like, what is that?
Well, I've had 11 nominations. So I'm really, I'm the Susan Lucci of the music industry, I've decided. No comment.
I love it.
I know.
I love it. And I'm going to hear that later when my wife rewatches this. She's going to go, poor Susan.
Yeah.
Poor Carol.
Yeah, thank you. I think she finally did win it.
Yes, she did.
And so we felt bad. Gave it to her.
So I wanna ask you about, you said you're a cat lover. Why are you a cat lover, and are you actually a cat lady?
I have two Abyssinians.
Oh, nice.
They're very beautiful. They look like little mountain lions.
Mm-hmm.
And their names are Music and Star, who's truly a little star. They were music and lyrics, but lyrics passed away. I just think they are the most exquisite animals, and I love their independence. I just adore them. I mean, I can't take my eyes off my Abyssinians because they're so beautiful.
They are beautiful.
They are beautiful, but they have the ears that could like fly over Burbank with those ears. They have enormous ears, you know. And the first time I saw one, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a fox. I was on a dock on a bay. Why didn't I write that song? So I was on this dock on this bay, and I heard this thing. They don't make a lot of noise. And I turned around, and I was like really frightened for a second. But I went back every day, and I fed it. And I went to where it was on a yacht, of course. And I went to the owner, and I said, "What is it?" He said, "Well, it's an Abyssinian." And I said, "Well, I want one." And he said, "Well, you have to buy one." And I said, "Buy a cat?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, how much is it?" And he said, $300. And I went, "I don't have $300 to buy a cat." Now they're much more expensive. But
they're in the thousands now, yeah.
If you go to my website, there's some really beautiful pictures of my Abbeys, and
yeah, they're gorgeous cats. Her
they
cats.
are and they're very smart. They're very smart. And I've told the boys, so they think I'm, you know, they used to think I was Elizabeth Taylor in a bathrobe, and now that I've changed my hair, they think I'm Marilyn Monroe in a bathrobe. You know, what can I say?
Either way,
I am off the wall.
Well, I asked because I'm a cat guy, so.
Yep.
Oh, you are. I which one is talking? I'm supposed to look at
that was me. Yeah, I have a snow savanna.
A what?
It's called a snow savanna.
I think I know what it is. I'm immediately going to look it up after the interview.
Yep.
It sounds beautiful.
Yep, white and spotted.
Well, I guess it would be white. I don't think it would be another color if it's called snow savanna.
Here's a nice segue while they're laughing. Speaking of sounding beautiful, you and I shared a special moment Saturday night. Not just you and I, but you and I and a bunch of folks. They screened at the Palm Springs International Film Festival your documentary.
Yes.
Elvis, Rocky, and Me,
Yes.
which is a brilliant film. I loved it so, seriously loved it so. And I was sitting with the director and the money guy.
Yeah, and now Alex was the director, Alex Rotaro, who
Yeah.
won many awards. Yes.
Yeah, so Alex was sitting right behind me, and anyway, so hearing the commentary even enhanced the film. At the end of the film, you came out, did a little Q&A,
Yes.
and you sang.
Yes.
You sang a song that you wrote a very long time ago for Elvis. Would you please tell the story of the song? And I want to tell you, I was concerned. Like, what is it going to sound like? Your voice was strong and clear and beautiful, and everyone in the audience loved it.
Oh.
You really, really, really need to go into the studio and record it.
Well, it's in the documentary.
I know, but you need to release it as a song.
Well, I wrote it the night that Elvis died, which was August 16th, 1977. I sat down at my piano at 4:00 in the afternoon. And from 4:00 in the afternoon till the morning, 4:00, I never petted the kitties. I never took a bathroom break. I never drank. And I don't drink, but I never had a drink of water. And I wrote this song. And I do believe, and I'm not a spiritual nut or anything, but I believe that somehow Elvis was still with me, because I was so upset. Oh my God. I was in the Polo Lounge when I heard it. And I started crying. But I believe that he was still there, because when I finished the song, a great peace came over me, which does happen when you write, but it was a little bit more than normally what I feel. And I played it for David Longoria and for a couple other, major composers in the Oscars and our music branch. And everyone has looked at me when I have finished it and said, Carol, how did you come up with those chord changes? And I don't know. They were just there. And I believe that Elvis guided me to those changes. And the song it's sort of an honor of the love affair I did have with him. It's called You Loved My Night Away. And thank you about saying how I sounded, because, I was telling Dahlia Heyman, who's one of the producers of the film, I said, there's songs that you love and songs you want to sing that you wrote. Like I love With You I'm Born Again. Come bring me your softness. It was a #1 record, Billy Preston and Syreeta. And I love singing it. But I never have the feelings of anything I have ever sang as I do when I sing You Loved My Night Away. Maybe Elvis just guides me. I don't know. But it is different than other songs that I've written, that I have sang.
Because when one sees someone who's been singing for a very long time, like you have, like I have, you a little bit longer. And you wonder, how is the voice still holding up without electronics, without backup singers? You were singing to a track.
Yes.
It was so clear and crisp and on tune, and you took your breaths in all the right places. You could feel the entire audience was like, son of a bitch, she still got it. Listen to her.
Oh, thank you.
So please know that it wasn't just it was everybody there.
Well, I did turn around when I was leaving, and I did see that there were a lot of people standing. And when
everybody was standing.
Thank you. When I introduced it at Graceland, the first time I'd been to Graceland was this year. I mean, women were crying. They spent hours, standing there to get my book, to have me talk to them, because, they're really Elvis fans. And it's just a song that's very special to me, and it's from my heart. I don't know what to say.
I actually have a question about the documentary.
Okay.
Where can people see it?
Well, not yet, because we're just doing the film circuit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to ElvisRockyandMe.com, then you can follow what's going on. hopefully it'll be out this coming year, and I will be eligible for an Oscar. That doesn't mean anybody that I'd get it, but I'd be eligible for that if it for best documentary and also best song, obviously. But there's something very special to me. Thank you, Jeffrey, because it's very special when I sing that, and I have to go to that high note.
Yes,
But,
that's the one I was worried about.
So am I. But my father, when I was 14 and a half, my father, I'll never forget this. My dad said to me, Annette, if I ever catch you smoking, drinking, or doing drugs, and then he fell asleep. And so I never knew what my father would do. My uncle and my father could fall asleep at the drop of a hat. And so I've never drank, I've never smoked, and I've never done drugs. And Jeffrey, maybe that's something that has helped me keep my voice, because I've never done any of those things. So I have my father to thank for that. And also the best story is when I got the script for Rocky, and my dad loved boxing. He loved boxing. And Mike Tyson signed my boxing gloves, he's in the documentary. So I went to my dad with the script, and I said, Daddy, I just got a script about a boxer named Rocky. And my father went, oh, Rocky Marciano, great heavyweight, do the film. I said, no, not Rocky Marciano. He said, who? I went, Rocky Graciano? And my and I said, no, not Rocky Graciano. He said, well, who's it about? And I went, it's about a guy named Rocky Balboa. He said, never heard of him, do the film anyway. So I did. Is that amazing? My dad was so cool. And my mother and father they understood that I had this dream and that nothing was going to deter me, that I was going to do it. And they either went along with it. I'm not going to get married and live in a house with a white picket fence. I am going to pursue my music. And they allowed me to do that. And in those days, as Diane Warren says about me, you were a trailblazer. And as I say about her, you're the GOAT, G-O-A-T. Ooh,
Yeah, for the daughter.
I think Elvis is. That's the door that the door just slammed.
For the daughter of Eastern European Jewish immigrants, that kind of a life was a shanda. A shanda, which is a Yiddish word for a shame on the family.
Until I took him to the Oscars.
Yeah, then it's still the difference. Then it's okay. I have a question about Gonna Fly now. The question is, were you told more or less what they wanted to convey musically, or did they show you some footage and said, we're going to put music to this? So what came first? Was it your words or the footage?
It was, we went to a screening room and it was a rough cut. So Jeffrey, if I were to throw you a punch, you would not hear it. Okay.
Right.
You'd see it, but you wouldn't hear it. So there was a song that started the film. It's known as a temp track. And there was a song and it went, he's got a Sunday punch that will put you into Monday. So I looked at Bill Conti and I said, why do they need us? That's not bad. And Bill Conti said to me, shut up, Carol. There was Stallone and there was Sasha and everybody was there. Robert, Chardoff, the late Robert, Irwin Winkler. So everybody was there. And we all left and they came to my house. And Bill Conti sat down at the piano and went, ba, 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 ba. And I thought, what is anybody going to write to that? And everybody left my house. And I went into the shower. And all of a sudden, I could see the film and the montage and everything happening before me. And I called up Bill. In those days, you could take your phone into the shower with you. That wasn't a cell phone. And this is 50-year anniversary of Rocky. I just thought you'd like to know that. So I took the phone in with me and I called Bill and I said, Bill, I know what life's about. I know what the film's about. I know what the song's about. And he said, where are you? I said, well, I'm in the shower. He said, are you with anybody? I said, Bill, if I was with somebody, would I be calling you? I'm Scorpio. And he said, give me the line before you electrocute yourself, Carol. And the line was, gonna fly now. Because at that moment in time, as Guillermo del Toro said, when he put up his arms and he put them in slow motion and he stood on top of the steps after climbing those steps, he could win, he could go the distance, he could do anything anybody sets their minds to doing, and he could even fly because his arms were up, and that's where it came from.
Impressive.
I knew the story, but I wanted you to tell it.
Wow.
That's
Impressive.
That's the story. And the song that was written, that is, he's got a Sunday Punch, was written by Frank Stallone.
Oh,
Isn't that amazing? But, the thing is, at that point, Rocky Sly was just starting.
Right.
So he didn't have a lot of control over everything. So they asked him recently, well, at the Kennedy Centers, when he was just honored, Bill Conti conducted and he played the theme from Rocky. But they asked him once, well, why do they always play the theme from Rocky? And he said, they have to. I think that's funny. And when the Pope landed in Philadelphia, not this Pope, but the previous Pope, they didn't play Ave Maria. They played the theme from Rocky. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
it's so different to be part of that project.
Did you
again,
know-
folks. I'm sorry. I was
No,
going to
go
say
ahead.
again, folks. Now you know why at the beginning of the show we said legendary icon.
Thank you. Thank you. We wrote an entire lyric, but John Avildsen was so brilliant. He did not want to clutter up that scene of the iconic scene of him punching the meat, drinking the egg yolks, running through the streets of Philadelphia at 4:00 in the morning, climbing the steps with too many lyrics. So there are only 30 words that we use from the song. And I remember I'm not name dropping, it's the truth. I was at Sammy Davis Jr.'s, the late Sammy. He lived near me. And I was with my boyfriend, Robert Culp. And I was so embarrassed. It was Rocky 2 and they were playing. And I said, I'm so embarrassed. They only used 30 words. And he said to me, is this Elvis calling me? Elvis! And he said,
I love it.
I haven't been able to do that in a long time. I need a house phone
I
again.
missed that.
I refuse. It's a Little Mermaid phone. Because I'm a scuba diver
Oh,
with Barbie
that's
Benson,
great.
with scuba divers.
okay.
So,
Perfect
so
segue.
Absolutely. Where was I? Oh, I was telling you about, I was so embarrassed because and he said to me, Carol, turn that negative into a positive. In 30 words, you captured an entire film. That's what he said.
So
Well,
Can we talk about Bob Culp for a second?
I talk about him a lot. I think about him a lot.
He was such a nice man.
Yes. Yes. And brilliant. He was
Yes.
brilliant. Brilliant. I don't think people realize how brilliant he really was.
I know
one of
Ben's
those-
still focusing on the Little Mermaid phone.
Yep. Go ahead. I'll let you finish talking about Bob. No. Jeffrey jumped in. Finish talking about Bob, and I'll
I'm sorry.
segue back.
No, he's one of those very rare people in show business. I've never heard a bad word said about him by anybody.
He's
You haven't met me.
he was oh, this is ridiculous. I didn't think
I think she should answer it. Don't you guys? I think she should answer it next time it rings and be like,
where are you? Well, then don't call anymore, okay? Please, just I'll come get you when I can. Bye. Okay.
Oh, that's so much fun.
I love it.
Oh, I'm kidding. Okay. I don't know who it was. It was the masked grandma. I'm getting crazy here, I think. They are going to put me away.
How did you?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to talk more about Bob, but you got a question you're dying to ask. So go ahead.
Well, it's not a question. It's kind of a segue into something. So you have the Little Mermaid phone.
Yes. I
So
do.
a very good friend of Jeff and mine is Philo Barnhart, who is the creator of the Little Mermaid for Disney.
Well, one of my Oscars, I wrote the music and lyrics to Walt Disney's The Rescuers.
That's where I was going, because Philo also worked on The Rescuers.
Yes.
I did all the songs.
Yes, you did. And that was my segue, Mr. Jeffrey Mark, that you kept interrupting.
Yeah. Yep. One of my favorite projects was doing The Rescuers. RESCUE, Rescue Aid Society. I sang on it because they wanted me to sing on it. Shelby Flint was the main voice. I also sang on Gonna Fly Now because we didn't have any money. I made $500 up front. Bill made $2,000. Annie made $500. And I bought my house in Beverly Hills on the backside. But we had no money, so he put me on a half an apple in the back of the recording studio because my voice is more a solo voice than a chorus voice. And I sang Gonna Fly, Fly, Fly. Hello?
I was waiting for the phone to ring again.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I didn't realize I was this popular.
Well, so you were also nominated for a let me get this right here, a Golden Raspberry Award.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, that's not an honor, but go ahead.
I want to hear about that.
Well,
You would.
I was honored because I did a film called Courting Condi. That's how I met the director, Alex Rotaro, because we both had films and film festivals. And he always won and we always lost. And it was a very, very sweet film, but then it became very dark. It's about a guy who was in love with Condoleezza Rice. And what can I tell you? They said that I won for being the worst actress in the film or something like that. I have it. I've kept it, by the way.
Yeah, it said worst original song. I started laughing. I'm like, how dare somebody even do that?
Well, it's okay. What can I tell you? I'm living in Beverly Hills and I wrote Hey Little Cobra too and all the other songs. But I was very sad when they gave me that. I was very depressed for about 10 minutes. And then I said, I'm not going to worry
for about 10 minutes. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to worry about it. There's nothing I could do about it.
No.
You know, somebody feels that way, then they feel that way. Golden raspberry. And I don't eat raspberries because I'm allergic.
So I don't eat.
Yeah, I don't eat. I can't have cut flowers in the house. I only have orchids. So if you'd all like to send me an orchid plant, I'll accept it. I'm not a Scorpio for nothing. Trust me. Hello?
Okay. Well, the Scorpio makes sense. Now I see it.
Right?
13, born on a Friday.
Oh.
Can't get more Scorpio than that.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, that answers a lot of questions.
Right.
Carol?
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Where does the film go from here? What film festivals are coming up for you?
Well, I know that we're doing Miami, and then we're supposed to be doing Boca Raton. South by Southwest wanted us, but the producers, Chip Rosenblum and Dahlia Heyman, gave it, you have to make decisions. Luckily, I'm not the one making those decisions. And it went to the Palm Springs International Film Festival. So I don't know if we're going to be doing that. Of course, I wouldn't mind going to the Cannes Film Festival or I think they're maybe submitting to Tribeca and also to Santa Barbara. So I don't, I'm not involved in that. Wherever they, my Rocky Road boxing gloves and voice will travel. Just send me where you need me.
She has sequin boxing gloves.
Yes, but I use the one that Mike Tyson signed when I come on stage because I think they're so cool. He's really a very special human being, very nice in many ways, very reflective about his life. I know I'm supposed to be looking for camera, but I like looking at you guys.
How did Mike come into your life?
He came in through a friend named Roy Hahn, and Alex and also Dahlia and Chip so thought it would be brilliant for him to be a part of a film that has to do with a boxer and is called Elvis, Rocky, and me. So the bottom line is they approached him and I met him. I signed a Rocky album, an album to him.
Wow.
And his wife, she makes a lot of the decisions with him. And they said yes to him being in the film. So he's in the documentary. And he loves With You, I'm Born Again. The song I sang a couple bars. Woman, don't you know with you, I'm born again. Excuse me. I'm talking too much.
Nope. No, you're not. Not
No,
at
you're
all.
not.
Not at all.
Wow.
Is it true that they talked about this a lot Saturday night at the festival, that it really took 10 years to make the documentary?
Yes, it did. And a lot of the reason was COVID. What was that, about 3 years of it? When you really get down to it. And it just took forever. And then clearing the songs and getting everybody. And it was not easy. And Steve Bergsman, who wrote the book with me, I would dictate every single 2 times a week for an hour, like 8 to 9. And I tell him these stories, and he actually put the book together. I'm not a book writer. I'm a songwriter. But he took my stories and they're pretty much, I've never seen the whole film. I've only seen bits and pieces. But he has put it all together in a way that spans the decades of my life of music. I have a saying, it's music. My life is my music, and my music is my life. I really don't know anything else. I've always been music. And one of the most wonderful moments of my life was when I was able to tell my mother that Placido Domingo had recorded one of the greatest opera singers of all time, because she was supposed to study opera, recorded the first song I wrote for him, co-wrote. And he ended up doing 4 songs. But the best story is when he called me up. I can imitate people. This is Placido. Oh, quiero, quiero, quiero. I said, hi, Placido. How you doing? He said, oh, quiero, I love the new song. I just need you to change one word. Well, my heart went from here to the floor. And I said, well, what's the word, Placido? He said, oh, quiero. It's not a big thing. It's just a little word. And now I'm freaking out like I did earlier. I said, well, what's the word? And his whole voice changed because they talk very softly. He said, well, when you wrote it, you called it I Never Believed in Love. I said, Placido, that's the title of the song. He said, could you possibly change it to I Always Believed in Love? And I went, ah! And I had to write a whole new song. In 2 days. I did it. You can look it up on the internet. It's called I Always Believed in Love. Thank you, Placido. That was stressful.
That's 2 totally different things.
No, Kimasabi. I mean, totally different. But that's what he wanted, and that's what he wanted to sing. But you couldn't take that. I was going through a bad love affair. So you couldn't take that negative and just turn it into a positive.
No.
It didn't work that way. So I had to rethink my feelings, and I had to rewrite I rewrote the whole song.
Wow. Just because somebody said change a word.
You've mentioned love affairs, and you're not done by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, no, I'm done.
I've had enough.
Time out. I'm into.
But is there one that you call the love of your life?
I thought she did that at the beginning of the show with Elvis.
Elvis was my first love. My very first, and every girl will know what I mean by this. My very first love. But I think that of all there haven't been that many. I mean, I'm not a floozy. I mean, there haven't been that. I think that the greatest love of my life was not David Jansen, even though he was close. It was Robert Culp. I think it was Robert. because I wrote with you, I'm born again for him. I wanted him to feel that way about me and me, him, and he did. But I wanted to change the second line because, David Shire and I, when we wrote it, there was, it goes, come bring me your softness, comfort me through all this madness. And I didn't think that it rhymed and it scanned properly. So I said to Robert, I'm going to change that second line. And he said, if you change it, don't tell anybody you wrote it for me. It put the fear of God in me. So I never changed the line. And to this day, I have him to thank for that. Because it's, if you look at our lives today, come bring me your softness, comfort me through all this madness. We're still going through it. So it's become, according to ASCAP, and my friend who, one of the big Marky Marks, Loretta Munoz, it's one of those great lines, which touches me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little blown away.
Right. Just a little bit. Just a little
So
bit.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I'll ask the question this way. Do you still scuba dive?
I was going to go there.
Barbie and I were scuba diving with Jean-Michel Cousteau in Fiji, and we did a layout. And
Barbie is Barbie Benton, in case you didn't pick that up.
I'm sorry, yeah, like the love of Hugh Hefner's life. And we were diving. People, my doorbell's ringing. And we were diving, and I ended up making the cover of Skin Diver magazine. And I said, Barbie, I have some good news and some bad news. And she says, well, what's the good news? I said, I made the cover of Skin Diver magazine. And she said, what's the bad news? And I said, you didn't. We were in 80 feet of water, the most beautiful soft coral with Jean-Michel. It was absolutely incredible. It was incredible. It was so beautiful. But I haven't been diving since COVID. That was the last time I dove was before COVID. Hopefully soon.
Wow.
Should we?
Soon.
I was going to say, should we allow her to go answer the door real quick?
Well, I've got to be at an event in a couple minutes, but I'm having so much fun. What do you want me to do? Oh, hello. Hello. I don't know what's going on. This is a madhouse. I live in a madhouse. With
I love it.
Yeah, that's probably the person at the door.
Probably. What should I do? You tell me. You take a vote. What do you want me to do?
Well, you have a beautiful home, the house that Rocky built for you.
Yes. Yay, yo, slide.
Wow.
Yes.
You mentioned Barbie. You want to talk about Hef for a couple of minutes?
What should I do? I mean, hold on.
Go answer the door.
Go answer the door. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. She keeps slamming the phone down. It's probably the police doing a wellness check.
Right. Well, like I said, the person at the door, where are you?
Well, I think she said she has an event to go to.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
So we should probably wrap it up.
Yep.
But let's let her come back at least.
She's going to be in the car. Probably
Here
gonna be-
she comes.
Okay, Miss America. Okay. About Barbie.
We're about Hef even.
I adored Hef. Hef adored me as what we were. He loved my talent. He loved Disney. He absolutely loved Disney, and we got along so well because of of the Rescuers and my affiliation with Disney. And he was such a movie buff, and he was so smart. He was so smart. Look what he created. And he once said to me, and I have never forgotten it. I told Barbie this. He said to me, Barbie was the singularly most intense romantic relationship of his life. That's a heavy statement.
We're talking about Hugh Hefner, in case you don't know what we're talking about.
Sorry. Yes.
No. That's my job, is to interpolate everything for everybody.
And
Interpolate.
when
Well, I
Hef,
do that. Yeah.
when Hef died, when Hef died, ABC News called me because they knew that Barbie was my best friend. They said, we really need to get a quote from Miss Benton. Would you call her? And I said, why me? And they said, because, you know, we don't have a number and we know that you're best friends. And I think you should, but it was early in the morning. We think you should break the news to her. And I called her and I said, Barbie, I have to tell you something. And she's, you know, she was asleep. And she said, well, what is it? And I said, Hef died. And she was crying, but she was a trooper. She gave them a beautiful quote about him. She loved him and he loved her. And I loved them both. I love her as a friend, but I adored him. He was very kind to me.
So
To me,
you mentioned, I'm sorry, you mentioned you have an event to go to.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to plug that? Well, we're glad you're having fun, but we don't want to keep you all night either, or all afternoon.
They're going to kill me. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to plug the event that you're going to?
It's for Hamnet, the film Hamnet, and it's in Madonna's old mansion. They're having a party, and because it's pre-Oscar time. And everybody is trying to get everybody's vote. And, you know, it all stops in a couple of weeks. But they think that, you know, I don't think that I'm going to be influenced by a shrimp cocktail. I think I'm going to be influenced by what's on that screen, if you know what I mean. So I do have to be there at a certain time. What time is it? I don't even know. Oops. It's 5:17.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 3 hours back. So it's about 5:15 your time, right? You're in LA.
I better go pretty soon. Are you going to miss me, guys?
Oh,
well,
yes.
I'm not going to miss you because you and I are having dinner when you get back from Miami.
Oh, yes. When I get back from Miami. And then the Grammys are February 1st, as you know.
Yes.
That's a whole other thing. And I just went to the dentist today and I better stop eating those Butterfingers. Okay. You know.
Oh boy.
Well, thank you so much for doing this.
I loved it. And I'm so sorry about the beginning. I hope that
don't be.
mess up anything.
No.
You are
Outfit, Jeffrey. I want your outfit.
Next time you're in Palm Springs, we're going to go shopping together.
Okay. I hope I may go back there around Super Bowl time.
Okay.
I had more fun doing the cooking show with Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I had more fun. And we made my Auntie Carol's CCC's chocolate chip chippers, some with peanut butter, just in case Elvis may drop by, because he may have left the building, but he hasn't left my cookbook or my heart.
This is the Palm Springs Baker. He has a local show here.
It's wonderful. It's so fun. I had such a good time.
Yeah. I saw
Ben's jealous.
So I was drooling over the chocolate chip. And then when she added the peanut butter.
I won a contest. I won the Ladome cook-off. I made Auntie Carol's You Can Hardly Bear It carrot cake. And Hefner, seriously, I have a picture. I can prove it. And Hefner gave me 2 Playboy bunnies. And Robert presented me the cake with me. And I wrote a parody, a spinach souffle, maybe, quite continental. But carrots are a girl's best friend. And I won the cook-off. So I went to Hef and I said, Hef, thank you, because the girls couldn't sit down and they had to stand. They're not allowed to sit down. And I said, I won the contest. He said, of course, your presentation was better than your recipe. And I went, oh. I'll never forget that.
My.
And on that note,
Yes.
On that note, folks, we do have to let this amazing guest go do all her other amazing things. So make sure you check the show notes up above, down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, to find out more about Elvis, Rocky, and me. The book, the audiobook, the documentary. It's all in the show notes. It's all there for you. All you have to do is click the little link.
And if you're a Grammy voter, vote for Kathy Garver and the book.
Absolutely. She did a great job channeling me. You know, she really did.
Well, you're both 5 feet tall. You know, it works.
You're absolutely right. But in my mind, I'm 6'2". Remember that.
Right. So I am going to spin us out real quick.
Okay.
Mr. Jeffrey Mark.
Yes,
where can
sir.
people I've told everybody where they can find our amazing guest on the socials, which is the website. So where can we find you?
My socials, Facebook, Jeffrey Mark, as it's spelled right below me, or if you're just listening, it's GEOFFREYMARK, or Jeffrey Mark Showbiz on Instagram. And if you want to see more of me, I have a show.
No.
I have a show. Jeffrey Mark Plays Ella. Every week we play the music of the great Ella Fitzgerald on a theme, and I tell you insider stories. It is a video podcast, and it's available everywhere, every channel, every platform you are watching this show, and it is produced by Ben for us, and Jeff sprinkles his love on it. So we have a show, and we have socials, and we have Jeff Holman.
Go to stilltoking.com. Everything you need to know is right there. I'm Jeff, no last name. Like Cher. Right?
Yeah,
No?
just like.
Just yeah. Talking with the Dead on Facebook. Give us a like, give us a follow. I am so stoked. Thank you, Carol, for opening up season 7 for us. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you
so much. Thank you. I loved it.
So again, folks, in the show notes, Elvis, Rocky, and me. It's a trifecta. So if you don't want to read it, you don't have to. You can listen to it. If you want to listen to it, you can watch it.
Very good.
There's no excuse.
Right.
No excuse.
No excuse.
Carol, I will see you for dinner when you get back from Miami.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Hey, you.
We want to thank Carol for taking time out of her very busy schedule to hopefully entertain you folks this evening. She definitely entertained us. To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can come up here and do things like this that we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Have a happy.
Peace.
Yo.
So come on.